Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about GMR Infra. Will it ever perform or not, and what should you do? So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I talk about GMR Infra, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel, help you also ask me questions in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, my watch list, and number of podcasts that I put up from time to time. If you pay for 10 months, you'll get enough from 1 year access, so you get 2 months extra. If you pay $100 a year, you get 2 months extra privilege of that $10 membership. For detailed market or company talk, you can directly email me. And also, if you cannot pay through a credit card, kindly email me, and I may start going forward a direct bank transfer on it. Now about the company. Established in 1978, GMR Infra provides infrastructure solutions on a national scale. And if you have an idea about North India, then many of the airport projects are being governed by GMR Infra. A couple of airports in the south is also governed by GMR Infra, and they are into road construction, infrastructure construction, etc., have been under stress since 2014-15. In fact, infrastructure and capital goods have been under stress since the probably early part of 2009. But since 2015, the stock has been relentlessly falling and have remained under stress because of the high burden of debt and many of the projects that have not been completed. Market cap of the company is around 15,000 crores or so, and has not performed for the last 5-6 years. So these are the numbers Q3 FY21. So these are December numbers that have come through. So sales have gone down by 33%. Profit, losses have escalated from 300 crores. Losses have been of 1000 crores. Very high debt. There cannot be any return on equity or anything that we can, probably margins that we can calculate, because the company is into heavy losses. Apart from that, if you look at the promoter holding is there, but very, very less FII, DII holding into the stock. If you look at the performance, then stock has underperformed over the last 5 years. It has done virtually nothing. So the stock was quoting beyond 40 rupees in 2014-15, in that period when the first bull market started and infrastructure really did well, and everything went up from Suzlon to other kind of, you can say, infrastructure stocks, even something like Lanco Infra, etc., IRB, and so on and so forth. But now we see that most of these companies are languishing, and GMR is no different. Have produced huge losses on a monthly, yearly, quarterly basis, and stock has done virtually nothing in the last 6 years, and is currently trading at those 20 odd rupees mark, with a 16 rupee low, and it has been in that range for the last 4-5 years. Airport infra has virtually stalled because of the pandemic. As we have seen, virtually most of the infrastructure had got stalled. It started moving, but now again with the pandemic escalating, it looks like infrastructure is going to be hit hard, and we are seeing that daily laborers, etc., and all those who construct houses, buildings, etc., are going back to their native places. This is going to hurt the business big time going forward, and I don't think the business is going to recover anytime soon. High leverage stocks are out of favor, and they have been out of favor for many years. And even you can say stocks with high leverage into the banking system are not being favored, so let alone into infrastructure or real estate. So what are the problems? The problems are plenty. 4% growth with will affect infra. So even 4% growth is now under question with the kind of situation that we are in currently. We are not in a situation of complete shutdown, but we are seeing localized shutdowns, etc., and businesses being hampered in the hospitality industry, in industry where night you can say night curfew is going to hit the business hard with shops getting closed at 8 p.m. So we are not even looking at infrastructure at all. We are concerned about even the consumption getting hit big time, or consumer related companies getting hit big time, discretionary consumption getting hit big time with autos, etc. So looking at infrastructure, I think there could be very difficult time ahead for the next 6 months. Current situation will hamper the situation even further. I won't be surprised if the stock falls 30-40% from the current levels. Yes, there are valuations in top firms which are compelling. So you look at many of the indices, so there's always churn going on. So right now IT index is down. Many of the IT companies are trading well. They were trading at highs, but over the last few days they have been falling. So a little bit of more fall in the IT index, and those will become attractive. Then you'll see the consumer stocks are getting cheaper. So you had a Britannia at 3300 about a couple of months back. So people are looking at those kind of stocks rather than buying into infrastructure and capital goods, or capital intensive businesses. So this may continue for the next 2 3 years. I won't be surprised in the next 2 years we will see a further decline in infrastructure spend, and further decline in these stocks. Only positive is high promoter holding. So promoter holding is pretty good here, and it has remained, but I think the business is hampered quite severely, and that is detrimental for any investor. And that is the first thing I look at. I look at companies that make profits. It's as simple as that. And you need to look at companies that make profits, and this is into heavy losses. So it seems a long journey ahead for the recovery for such companies as GMR Infra. So what needs to be done? In my opinion, it is a complete avoid, and those who are holding at these levels can even exit. Whatever money they are getting, they can invest into larger companies, better companies, cash rich businesses, which would make them money over 6 months, 12 months, rather than putting money back into it or averaging at lower levels. So it's a complete avoid such businesses. In fact, in infrastructure and real estate, if you notice that very few businesses that I like, yes, some real estate companies like Godrej Properties, Shobha, Prestige, those are decent companies with very low debt, or capital being employed is large, but that is not there. So they have cash on business, cash on books. So in that regard, you can look at those companies rather than looking at pure infrastructure company. I still believe that there's a long way to go before these companies make you money. So this was my video on GMR Infra. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.